deals are everywhere. I know deals are everywhere. Okay, I have that belief now. 5 years ago, I wouldn't have had the belief. I used to think that I wasn't as good as all these other people. I used to think, oh, well, they work full time in property, so that's why they're getting all the good deals. All right, we have to simplify it. Okay, simply work your way back. Look at the end value. Look at the refurb. What can I pay for this property? And if I put all those three together, what am I leaving in? What's the ROI? Okay. There is quite simply about 1 million transactions in property per year. I think there's about 29.9 million dwellings in the UK. And 1 million of them turn over annually. All you've got to find is just one of them at the right price. Okay? Yes, it's easier said than done, but it's absolutely possible for every single person in this room. The other thing I wanted to share is that once we work with us, you level up your knowledge. Obviously, then knowledge leads to confidence, but more importantly, confidence leads to belief. Okay? When you have the belief, then you're able to take action. And what you will realize is when you take action is that deals change. Sometimes they get better as you go along. Sometimes they get worse as you go along. So the deal changes sometimes as you go through it, okay? Okay, so you have to do as much as you can. You have to commit to the process. Sometimes it will get worse if you find something bad out about the refurb, but sometimes it will also go the other way. It will get better, okay? You've got to be in this to win this. You've really got to, you can't dip your toe in the water. You can't be half-hearted. You've really got to go for it. Really commit to that process. And you really have to achieve the goal in your mind, okay? When I set out to do something now, I have got several years of belief back to back to back now. So when I set a goal and I anchor that in my mind, have already done it. Okay, so you need to think like that. This is where I want to get to. I've already done it. Now it's just a case of time has got to catch me up. And I have to put in the work to make sure the time does catch up. But what you will find, or what I have found, is that the reason a lot of people get stuck is because most people are stuck in a box. They're stuck in the bubble of their life, okay? Whether it's family, friends, 9-to-5 job, whatever it is. And I used to be in this box, in this bubble. In fact, I'm pretty sure most people in this room will have been there at some point. Maybe you're slightly in it, maybe you're slightly out of it, okay? I was there from 17 to 25 years old. Obviously at college, I was just young, dumb, and doing stuff. And then at 17, arguably I'm still that now. At 17, okay, I've left college. I've then started work. And I did just under 8 years as an estate agent. In that time, I was stuck in that box because I believed I'll probably be an estate agent all my life. The maximum I'll ever earn is £50,000. But, I don't think people really earn more than 70, do they? There was that complete lack of belief there. And over the years, things have changed because of what I believe and what I think a lot of us either have or need to adopt is known as the glass ceiling effect. And I shared this last year and I'll share this again now. And that is the fact that in life, when you're in that box, you can't see what the next level is, okay? And seeing often is believing. You need to be able to see, understand, and know what that next step is for you, okay? For me, it's happened a couple of times, and I'll quickly go into it. I was, as I said, an estate agent. I'd moved jobs a couple of years in with this belief of, never being able to earn that much money. And then I moved to a company called Hamptons, which are a slightly more prestigious estate agency. I worked there with a kind of happy-go-lucky chap called Guy. And I think, it's a fair few months into working there that Guy kind of turned to me with this smile on his face on payday and said, I've had a 10K month. I thought, a 10K month? Like, you can't have got that right. Can it be a month? Surely it's not a month. And I had that, as I say, that kind of Wolf of Wall Street moment where I said, if you can show me a pay slip, because back then we used to get paper pay slips, I am that old, and with 10 grand on it, and he did, he whipped it out, 10,000 on it. Well, it was over 10,000. When you take off the tax, it was more like 6, is what it is, that's the UK, but it gave me the belief that I could earn more. It gave me the belief that an estate agent, I don't mean to put that job down, but can go on to earn a fairly significant income. So that was one of my kind of glass ceilings broken. And then I was able to go on and actually earn more because I was committed to making that happen after that. The other one, which I talk about a lot, is I was out actually viewing properties one day. It was part of the reason I'm here now and I do property. It's a sunny Tuesday morning. I was running around stressing about viewings. Guy turns up, mid to late 20s, blacked out Range Rover, and he's a property developer. I'm like, this is cool. Okay, this is what I want to be. But I just didn't think that was possible for anyone that was under 50, or I didn't think it was possible unless you had millions in the bank and had seen loads of success before. I spoke to the guy, he changed my belief system. So what you guys need to learn today is that there are many people in here that have done the deals that you want to do, or are doing the deals that you want to do, okay? So you need to try and improve that belief. You need to look through the glass ceiling. Going back, I think that when it comes to deal analysis, we can simplify it. And I think for a lot of us, we've just got to be in it to win it and take massive, massive action as well. Okay, the final thing I want to kind of share on this is, has anyone heard of Steph Curry, the basketball player? Okay, again, a lot of you might have heard this reference before, but he is one of the GOATs in basketball because in 15 years of playing, it might be slightly more than that now, but he's scored over 3,000 three-point shots, and he is considered one of the greats in basketball. And when asked in interviews and when other people talk about him, obviously what's reflected is the 3,000 three-point shots that he has achieved in his career. But what people don't talk about is the amount of effort and action that he put in. 500 shots a day, 3.5 a week, 14,000 a month, 168,000 shots per year, okay? So when you look at his total shots over the career, the shots that he actually scored points on is, 0.11%. All right, so you're rewarded in public for what you do in private when no one else is looking, putting in the reps, okay? And you have to have a really anchored goal to be able to do that and turn up every day to want to achieve that.